Hey, I'm Molly Sims.
And I'm Emese Gormley. We're two girls obsessed with one thing, beauty.
And by that, we mean everything that makes you look
And feel
beautiful.
We're calling on our favorite health experts, industry insiders, and friends to answer all your beauty questions.
With a drink in hand.
Definitely with a drink in hand.
You're listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims.
I mean, I have to say, I'm such a big fan of today's guests.
I know you are, but so am I.
I got the privilege into peeking into our next guest's audition, who I became obsessed with. And then I found out that if you're 20s, 30s, or 40s, you're probably obsessed with her too. She's been acting since she's 5 months old. You probably know her as Sally Draper. Oh, that's right, the Emmy-winning hit series Mad Men. But by the way, she was only 6 years old when she landed this role. You may have seen her in one of her most recent projects that was a huge hit, Twisters or Red One. Now, her upcoming feature, you guys have to see it. It's amazing. It's called Sweethearts. It's available streaming in just 2 days, which we cannot wait to see. I've already seen a little bit of a sneak peek. She's an all-around incredibly talented, beautiful, and driven actress, style queen, and probably the most well-rounded, put together 25-year-old I know. Okay, today we're going to pick her brain on all things how to navigate your 20s, because a lot of moms are listening here, and we are going to be the cool moms. Kiernan Shipka, welcome to Lipstick on the Rim.
What's up?
What's up?
Hi.
Tell us how to be cool.
Tell us how to be cool.
Tell me.
I feel like, I still sometimes talk to a 25-year-old and think, our age.
We're the same age.
Mhm.
And then I realize, oh no, I'm 21 years older than you, but that's okay.
It's completely fine. In fact, I think it's better. It makes the conversation more interesting sometimes.
It does, but we want to understand because, we both have girls. I have 3 girls. My oldest is 10.
Mm-hmm.
And you're definitely closer in age to that than
I have a 12-year-old,
Oh my
a
gosh.
7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. I have a boy, girl, boy.
Oh,
and I have 3 girls.
But you started acting. You're from LA. You started acting when you were 5 months old.
Yeah.
Rosie did a little homework on you.
I was a little bebe.
And then you landed your first role on Mad Men at the age of 6.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing a little bit of work in Chicago and got somehow I heard of this magical thing called pilot season. And I got it in my head and I sort of begged my mom, can we go to LA for 3 months? Can we please, whatever. That's kind of how the story goes. And came out to LA for 3 months. And it was sort of within that span of time. I got a pilot, didn't get picked up, but we were sort of waiting to hear whether or not it would or not. And in that small pocket of time, I auditioned for Mad Men. And then just my life changed and happened very, very quickly. Just timing was very fragile. So I think I'm always very kind of aware of that.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No, I'm an only child.
You're an only child.
Yeah,
so
I'm an only
did
child.
she move with you?
Yeah, I mean, then it was sort of we kind of had to in a way. And then my whole family sort of eventually moved out as the show was not going anywhere. And it became evident that, it was what I wanted to do and it was what I really liked. So it was sort of a slow transition, but eventually.
Did you know you always wanted to be an actress?
Yeah, I don't think I ever, I don't think there was ever a light bulb moment because I was so young. I was already kind of doing it, always performing, always sort of that kind of kid. It was really the only thing that I was interested in.
Okay, so we get this question asked, especially I do.
Uh-huh.
Will you let her model? I have one daughter, Scarlett.
Oh, yeah.
She has 3 daughters. Will you let her act? What was it like? Did you have a childhood? Do you regret anything?
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to parents or someone like me if we were like, okay, do you let them do it? When would you do it? What would you say?
I think about it too. And I feel man, I got so lucky. I feel like I got the best version possible of being in the industry as a kid. And I still have stuff that I need to work on or unpack, but I feel like that's just kind of life in general. And I feel I'm so glad that I got to start doing what I loved at a young age. And I feel forever lucky that I'm in my 20s and I've been doing this for coming on 19 years. I mean, that feels amazing. And I feel like I know so much more about my craft and what I want to do because I've been doing it for so long. And it's because I really loved it. I never really felt forced into it. And I never felt any pressure to keep going even after the show. And I think that's probably the key, is that if you really love something, it's kind of, I mean, it was evident that I was obsessed with it and didn't like anything else.
I think it's also, there's something to be said about when you were that young, right? When you're 5, 6 years old, it's all you've known, right?
Yeah.
Like you haven't, and I think it's interesting. Like I remember, meeting and working with the Olsen twins years ago, and they were the most normal people. And even just talking to you before we started recording, like there's no affectation. There's you are very normal in an industry that is, typically not the most normal, right? And I think when you grow up at that age in it, you don't know any different. So you're not hit with fame at a point where you were like, before you were, kind of just an average person walking around.
Yeah.
It is all you've known. And I think it's what makes you normal. So I think there's a benefit to some degree in being young when you start, because it's just, that's your world. That's all you've known.
Yes.
So you don't change.
Kind of microdosing exposure in a certain
I think so.
way where I don't know, I see people kind of like, quote unquote, explode overnight, even though they've been working hard for
I think it's worse.
how long.
I think it's worse.
I can imagine that would be really intense.
You're now in your 20s. Like, do you think the industry has changed?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think there's a lot of things that feel really positive, and I feel like people are just having more open conversations and calling more stuff out. So I definitely feel really, really lucky that I'm in the industry at this moment in time.
And you're still young,
sure.
and you have so much to do.
Yeah.
You can direct, you can act, you can produce, you can write.
Yeah.
There's so many things, that our industry allows you creatively to do and be a part of. I think that's the one thing like I love. It's not like, oh, you just have to do this, or I'm just that. Like I do think that is where the industry has changed. Like you're just not locked into one version of you.
Completely. It feels like very expansive.
Do you still love what you do?
I do. Kind of more than ever, to be quite honest, because there's this thing. I remember when it was after Sabrina had ended, and I was talking to a mentor of mine and going, what's the next step? How do I kind of keep improving on my craft and getting better? What play are we going to work on? What thing are we going to do? Kind of. And she goes, you just have to go out and live your life and experience your own life, because that is what's going to make its way back into your work. And I feel like
That's good advice.
I've lived my 20s in a way where now I can bring stuff that I never would have even let myself feel before into people that I play. So it gets better as I get older, because I think I just have more life and the emotions feel more real. And
how is it being in the public eye? Because, I can't imagine the pressure now with social media and everyone knowing who you are and, at every move. Has that been hard too? I mean, I know it's a slow ramp, but now, everyone knows your name.
Kind of going back to what we were talking about, I feel like I've always sort of had a level of exposure at a really early age. I mean, I remember once I got so mad at my mom. I was like 13. We got in some like stupid fight. I was like, I'm leaving the house or whatever. And I hopped on my bike and I like rebelled by like biking around the block, and I like wasn't wearing shoes, wasn't wearing a helmet. And like there was like a paparazzi in the bush or whatever. And I remember the next day there's just these like, grumpy photos of me on Just Jared, like funny. Angrily riding a bike. So I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of had some level of exposure that was not normal, and I'm pretty good at managing it. Like I feel like I have a good distance between what's going on in my life and the people that are really in my life, and then whatever the internet is saying.
There is rumors. We all know there's a rumor.
There's always a
rumor, though. Honestly, there's always a rumor. That might be a fun rumor, but
there's never not going to be a rumor. But
have you ever experienced burnout yet? Have you gotten there?
I experienced a little bit of burnout after Sabrina, but 3 weeks after we wrapped was COVID hit. So I had a lot of quarantine time to come back from
that is
whatever
pretty good
level
for you, right? Because you weren't missing anything. It's not like you're, something's going
Forced you
on
to take
and
a break.
It forced you kind of to take a break.
Yeah. And now I feel like I'm pretty good. I don't know. I'm pretty good at taking care of myself, knowing when to slow down, knowing when to ramp back up.
All right, 2 days. sweethearts.
2 days, sweethearts. I know.
Sweethearts.
It's so
Tell us all
exciting.
about it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. To me, it's like Superbad meets When Harry Met Sally. It is a buddy comedy about a girl-guy best friend duo. There's a very heavy will they, won't they that is just looming throughout the entire movie. And they make a pact to go back to their hometown and break up with their significant others that are holding them back in college around Thanksgiving time. And it's a journey to get there. It's a journey to break up with these people.
so good.
Oh my God, I
And the
can't wait
entire
to
time
watch
you
it.
wonder if they're just meant for each other the whole time.
Did
It's
you love
fun.
it?
Well, I was filming by the way, filmed in New Jersey.
Oh, where in New Jersey?
I was stationed out of Hoboken.
Okay.
And we kind of went all around. We went to like Mawa. We went to Cran something.
Cranford?
Ford? Yeah, maybe
yeah.
Cranford.
Mhm.
I'm so nostalgic for it. Like,
By the way, isn't
there's-
New Jersey beautiful? Can we
New
just give
Jersey
it?
is
It gets a
great.
bad rep, guys.
Well, I
it's
think
really
it's
pretty.
next to New York. Because it's next to the city. There's like a little, it sort of falls in its shadow, but it shouldn't.
It's pretty.
The tomatoes are so much better.
Jersey tomatoes.
Right? Yeah.
I think it's going to do so well.
Thank you.
And it's right up your wheelhouse.
If it never came out, I still would have had the most fun summer ever. So
What's the best piece of advice you think you've received?
when I was younger, I really just loved to watch people. I mean, I'm sure I heard advice and maybe some of it stuck, maybe some of it didn't, but I really liked to watch people work. And I think I just learned so much on Mad Men about what acting could be. Lately, I think my favorite sort of bit of advice is to just be present. I mean, the lesson that I'm learning continuously over and over again is that the best thing that you can do is be present. And I think that piece of advice comes in different forms, but I've found it in a lot of different places.
I think that's so important
lately.
for younger kids, especially because
To be present.
They worry so much about what they may have said or
Oh my
what's going to
God.
Do
happen.
they have it figured out? I think,
Completely.
you had it figured out quite early, but I think so many kids still struggle with like, oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? Does it have
It's
to
a lot
be?
of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Are you still close to your mom?
I am still close to my mom.
good.
Yeah, she's rock solid.
Oh my God, she must be
It's
so proud of
amazing.
you.
Oh, I hope so. That's
Okay.
sweet.
You were 25.
Oh
you
my
were
gosh.
fashionable. You were beautiful inside and out. And everybody wants to know, okay, so she gets to go to the runway show. She gets to go to Europe, to New York, to everywhere in between.
Everybody begs.
Tell us what trends you were loving.
Oh my God, what trends am I loving? Okay.
Clothing, labels, brands you can't get enough of. Go-to makeup. We'll start with fashion first.
Okay, so I feel lately I've been so basic with my clothing, hence like jeans, t-shirt.
I love the platform boot.
Thank you so much. Well, I will say I'm 5'3" and these Versace monster platform boots, I have them in multiple kinds and they are delightful.
I love it.
There's like a different air up there. I'm 5'4". I wore platforms yesterday. I feel like, oh, I'm tall.
And every time I go out, everyone goes, "Did you get taller? What happened?" Because they don't immediately look down. One of my favorites. I'm also kind of big into like a ballet slipper situation right now.
Yeah.
And anything vesty. Like a kind of vest or like a cardigan that sort of has a vest quality. I don't know. There's something about that I've been liking. I feel like I'm so out of it when it comes to trends though. Like I don't really have my
Do you wear jeans a
finger
lot? Do you
articles.
wear trousers? Do you wear skirts?
I wear a lot of jeans. I wear a lot of vintage jeans. And I wear a lot of t-shirts. I mean, my daily uniform is
Because
honestly
you're getting dressed into be another character.
Yeah.
so
yeah, but I'm kind of in the zone of, I would like to sort of clean out the closet and redo it. I don't feel like I have my kind of like life together in the fashion sense right now.
You know who you would like?
Who?
We had on. She's a very good stylist, Allison Bornstein.
Oh, I don't know her.
She's
she's fun.
amazing. And
Maybe
she's
I need to talk to
edgy and
Allison.
cool. She's like early 30s, I think. Maybe
Cool.
late 20s, like early
Yeah,
30s.
Cool.
She's
Yeah.
really good. She loves vintage, classic. Loves a
She has a thing
blazer
called
and
the
a
wrong
jean.
shoe theory.
What's the wrong shoe
So
theory?
it's basically like, say you're wearing this outfit and like the shoe that should go with it, like do the opposite. Do what you wouldn't think.
Oh.
And that's like what brings like a little bit of style and edge. So like maybe it's a loafer with like a skirt and you wouldn't think to pair it because you'd pair it with like a heel or a sandal.
I feel like Miu Miu does the
Yes.
wrong shoe theory really well.
What's been your last purchase that you made that you like are obsessed with?
There was a Nili Lotan cardigan that I really like, that feels like if it ever gets chilly out is going to be great.
We love Nili.
We love Nili.
I do love
I had a
Nili.
jacket on earlier and I still love it.
It's so
Her
good.
stuff is just classic and simple.
It is so good. And then also, I mean, I'm a big vintage person.
Where do you like to go here in LA?
There's a guy named Tommy Dorr, and he has an online shop, and then he has like an in-person place that you can book and to go to. And I feel like I get the best vintage stuff. I got that jacket that's not on me, but sitting plopped over there, which is really good. And I love the jeans.
Good jeans, good vintage jeans.
I tried on a pair of jeans. I was like, oh, these fit so great. And, this is amazing. And he's like, yeah, they're like 12-year-old boys' pants. I was like, okay.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's really great. Thank you.
That's so great.
Have you gone to What Comes Around Goes Around?
No, what's that? Is that the one on La Brea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no,
you
I
should
need to go.
Yeah, they opened a really beautiful new one in the city, in New York, in Soho.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Foundry also just opened in LA.
Oh, they did?
Really?
I see your Foundry necklace.
My favorite jewelry.
So what do you like to do? So
What I like to do.
You live between New York, LA, all over wherever you're shooting. Like when you're done, do you go for drinks? Do you go out? Do you go to the movie? Like, do you Netflix at home? Like, what do you like to do?
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to someone the other day. I think my ideal is work hard, play hard. Like I really, really love putting all of myself into my work. And then I really, really, really like having fun. And I feel like I hit the 20s jackpot on friends. Like I have such a good friend group that truly my ideal night is sitting at a table with my friends talking about stuff that feels real. I don't like fake conversation.
Yeah.
Like when we get into the nitty sort of gritty, those are my favorite nights, and I could just go forever. If the conversation is good and there are people that I love, I mean, we can adventure, we can go to a mafia night or do stuff that's, fun and like novel. But for the most part, my ideal night is genuinely just sitting around a table with my friends and
I love that.
talking.
And do you meet with your friends through work, just like collecting kind of over time?
I'm pretty good at collecting because since I didn't go to school growing up, I always kind of felt like I needed to find friends and pick them and hold on to them in a way that a school structure didn't really, that wasn't really existent. So I literally, when I was maybe 6, I walked across the street to my friend's house, knocked on the door and was like, we're going to be friends. And one of my best friends still. But that's kind of
that's also an only child mentality because I'm an only child, and I know that for me it was like my friends are my sisters. I mean, she is like my sister. That's
we met at Sundance.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I complimented her hair.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And then it was
love at first sight.
Yeah.
Well, I do kind of believe in friendship, love at first sight, because I'll tell you, when I meet someone, I know pretty instantly whether or not we're gonna have a long life together or not. And with pretty much my whole friend group, the feeling was there within a minute.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to detox friends?
I've never really had to actively detox friends. I think as I've gotten older and I also live in the same place that I grew up, a lot of people sort of fade, and it feels like a lot of friendships that were at one point one thing, now they're maybe more casual, and it's a little bit more of a happy birthday text than it is we're super close. But I've never gone on an active friend detox of sorts.
So relationship
naturally detox.
To naturally.
It's like a liver. It's natural. It just happens, right?
Mom and daughter
relationship.
Sometimes it can be hard to navigate in your teens, in your 20s. What advice would you give a mom who has a daughter? And because it's hard, because a lot of the moms are always wrong, right? Yeah. What advice would you give the mom?
Oh my God, this is such a hard question. I mean, I will say my mom kind of let me do my thing. She never wanted me in danger, but I never felt like she was, and both my parents really never felt, they were involved and supported in an extremely generous way. But I feel like I had my life outside of maybe not maybe what they knew,
but you had independence.
But I had independence.
They trusted you.
They trusted me, and I think quietly instilled that I could trust myself,
which is so important.
That was the big thing, is that my mom would let me have an opinion and make decisions. They never were like, oh, our word is gospel and you have to like they really kind of let me find my own way. And she really, I mean, the thing that I think my mom has done just so well is just she loves when I make mistakes. She applauds mistakes and imperfection at a level that's like, I don't know what I would do without that, because I am kind of trying to untether from my own perfectionism. And she's like so stoked whenever I fuck up. And that I think is everything.
We were just talking about this. It's my biggest thing with my kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to make mistakes.
Yeah, she gets excited.
It's like, I always say this to my daughter. I mean, she, and you know, my oldest is, I said, 10, she will have, you know, an issue with a friend or something and she feels really bad. And I'm like, but that's how you learn. You learn by what you just did, the mistake you made. I was like, it's like walking. You fall 1,000 times as a baby until you learn how to walk.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's how you're going to grow. And I think we're so afraid of letting our kids sometimes make mistakes that we coddle. And I think it's important to hear.
But it's really good. I think, you know, we lost our moms, but I think that bond between your mom and a daughter and is really important, but it can be tethered and it can be frustrating. And I think, you know, especially a lot of our friends' daughters are now second, third year in college and they feel like the moms feel like their arms are cut off, right?
Yeah.
Because they've left the house. And it's a really kind of empty nest feeling.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, for me, I know with my own kids, and I have, you know, my other 2 are 5 and almost 8. And it is one of those things where I want them to always feel like they can come to me with anything, because that is so important. Like, I know I did not have that relationship with my mother. She was more strict. But I also don't want them to feel like I'm their best friend at this age, because then it's really hard for them to take discipline too, right?
Yeah.
So it is a balance. Like, I think that's where we struggle. And, you know, it sounds like your mom kind of nailed it.
Yeah. She did a really amazing job in just like the level of real kind of amazing stability. Like, I think no one has all the answers, and sometimes, you know, I'll need a piece of advice and it's not advice that she necessarily has, but she's there to listen. And I think that's also so important.
To just listen.
To just listen. I mean, sometimes it's just being there, not necessarily fixing the problem.
So talk about Red One.
Red One is so fun. It's a Christmas action extravaganza.
By the way, we love a holiday movie.
We love a holiday movie. And I mean, I guess I'm doing 2 this. I guess I'm Thanksgiving and Christmas
You're
this
Thanksgiving
year.
and Christmas.
It's a fun time. But yeah, it's a big old Christmas movie. Santa has unfortunately been kidnapped.
Oh, Lord.
And there's some people that need to figure out who did the napping and how to save Christmas, pretty much.
Oh,
And
cute.
I'm
And
excited.
it's kid-friendly?
It's very kid-friendly.
Oh, I love it. Can't
I
wait.
watched it in the theater. It was very kid-friendly, but it was also very entertaining and fun and quippy, and like Chris Evans, The Rock together.
Love.
Oh,
There's
so
a lot
fun.
of chemistry.
It's going to be good.
Yeah,
Oh, my
spicy
kids
My
can't
chemistry
boys
wait.
are
between those two.
obsessed with The Rock.
Are
Like,
they?
Oh,
they
yeah.
love him.
That's cute.
How do you prepare for a role?
It always differs, but the number one thing is coming in super prepared so that I can like throw everything away.
Do you work with a coach?
I love working with a coach. I love sort of breaking down who they were before we meet them, so that I don't feel like I'm just like transporting into a body who's like saying words. Like, I kind of have to know what was their childhood like, and what makes them tick, and why are they doing this and why are they doing that. Red One was especially that, because I play someone who's so kind of like heightened and malicious in her kind of own ways. So I do that. I'll do all the funky actory stuff. I'll do animal work. I'll do somatic stuff.
I did animal work. I know it sounds weird, but it
I
actually
love
works.
animal
What
I
is
loved
animal
it.
work for
Animal
us?
work is great. Jean-Louis, did you go to Jean-Louis?
No, I
Rodrigue?
did the
He's guy.
Meisner.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
What is animal work, guys?
It's like acting like an animal. Like
Yeah,
literally,
you sort of
like you become
pick
that.
your animal.
Pick your animal.
And then
wow.
you like
physically, mentally, voice, I loved it.
Oh, before you know it, you're like crawling and growling on the floor of
so
some
weird.
guy's apartment in Westwood. I think when there's like no
walls,
no walls or no rules or no, I have to be like this because you're just being an animal. You can't really
Just rolling around on the floor.
You can't really mess
rolling
around
around
too
on the
much.
floor.
Great.
It's good.
Love
It
it.
gets you out of your head.
Wait, we have to talk beauty, by the way, guys.
I know,
we
I know.
skipped beauty.
I know.
We skipped beauty.
I'm getting there.
We're spinning plates. We're coming to beauty.
We love beauty. You love
I do
beauty.
too. Yes.
I know.
Tell us everything.
I mean, I'm a big, I will say the trend that I'm better with beauty trends than I am with fashion trends. And the thing that I hopped on this year was colostrum.
Love colostrum.
I did it. And my hair, I have a mate that I've never
So what do you
Hold
take?
on. I thought you were talking about for your face.
Oh, no.
Colostrum. I use colostrum serum.
I found a brand that makes gummies, like colostrum gummies. And if it's in a gummy form, I will take it every day.
Oh my God.
So that's
what is it called?
It's called Equip.
Equip.
And everyone likes Armra too. And
I like Armra.
I still like Armra. I'll double down. I'll triple down.
What's the
I
one
don't
And you think
care.
it's helped with your hair?
Oh my God, my
What
hair
is
has
it?
never been thicker.
Equip or Armra?
Equip has the gummies, and they have like a peach mango gummy, and there's just not a day where I don't want to have
Well, your
A
hair
gummy.
looks
Your hair
fantastic.
is
Thanks.
great.
I used to always fill it in with pieces, and it feels like this sounds like an ad. It's truly not. I mean, I genuinely am so. I've been consistent with it, and it's made my hair.
How long till you noticed a difference?
Rockin', probably like 3 or 4 months.
Oh wow.
I mean, I think I've been taking it pretty consistently all year.
That's great.
But it's truly anyone who does my hair is like, what's changed? Like, what are you doing?
Oh, that's
So
great. Well, your eyebrows
that's
are
what I'm
also
obsessed
amazing,
with.
by the way.
Thank you.
Colostrum helps with everything.
I'm on the train.
Do you do
and I'm not gonna
collagen?
hop
Do you do
off.
smoothies? Do you do treatments? Do you do lasers? Do you do microneedling?
I don't do lasers or microneedling. It scares me a little bit, but I'm also, once I think I bite the bullet, I'll be like,
Right.
oh, that was fine.
You're also 25.
You're also
You've got some
25.
time.
You're
But
fine.
I think it's good to do all the things.
A little bit,
I
little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, a good
want.
facial is
I love
the
a
best.
facial. I do love a facial. Smoothies, occasionally. I make like a morning protein shake. No collagen, though. I do another kind of protein powder usually.
What do you like?
Equip also has protein powder.
Okay.
And that's like a beef isolate.
Mhm.
And it's similar, I guess, to collagen. My protein powder drawers, there's a lot of them in there because I feel like they make them taste so good now.
Yeah.
Do you live alone?
I live still in my like back housey area.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's a
that's
good-
so fun.
Good little sitch.
Getting ready, fitness. Do you have to work out a lot? Do you run? Do you do classes? When you're trying to like go for a role, is it?
What's your favorite workout?
Yeah.
I love walking. If all I ever did was walk, I think I would be good to go. Like I'm truly, if I do a morning walk, my mood is up. I like a run and I strength train. I started that maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And I genuinely, I just think it's good.
I love to
for-
walk too.
For
Yeah.
the body.
Hot mom walk.
Hot mom walk.
There's nothing like a walk.
There's
I
nothing
mean,
like a walk.
Walk
if
with
I'm
a
on a-
friend.
it's so nice.
So great.
If I'm trying to pay attention to a podcast, I find that when I'm running, my brain can't quite
I
like
agree with
lock
that.
in the way that I can with a walk.
love
What
a
else
walk.
do I like? It's kind of walking and strength training right now. And
love it.
I'll toss in a run.
And what about skincare?
I really wish I was more committed with my skincare,
You don't have to be.
but I like,
You can
I mean,
bounce.
obviously, like I wash my face and I'll do a toner.
Yeah.
What toner do you like?
The Otor
Oh, tour.
toner,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Jan Marini products.
Okay.
Jan
Yeah.
Marini.
Because the facialist that I work with is a Jan Marini stan.
Okay.
She's always trying to get me on like the full program and
Okay.
says,
Jan Marini has great product.
Yeah.
she does. And anytime there's like a breakout, she's like, are you using your Jan Marini?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm sorry, Lindsay. Like someone sent a box of other things. So I just started using those. I'm really bad. I kind of try and sample everything. But I do like the Jan Marini stuff. And I like the Shani Darden
Mm-hmm.
face wash and her retinol. When I use retinol, I do that. And any I'll just do like any kind of face oil. I used to be really scared of face oil.
No, I love a face
and
oil.
I love it
face
now.
oil.
I always had some idea in my head that it was going to
You
clog
would
my
love
pores or something.
Ivan Pohl's. The,
You would
the
love
serum.
the
I know
serum.
the beauty sandwich.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I've gone in for that before.
We always do a little rapid fire before
Let's
we
do
go.
it.
If you had to only use one skincare product for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Any kind of like really thick moisturizer or face oil. It's not one product, but I don't usually wash my face in the morning unless I work out. Like I'm kind of good on the wash. I would say it's got to be some
Serum.
lovely
Oil.
sort of oil.
What's your go-to cocktail?
Cocktail? Margarita. Always. Always and
too
forever.
spicy.
Wait, you and I can have a good cocktail, yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Call, FaceTime, or text?
I'm going to toss a curveball in here. Voice memo.
I've been into voice
Yeah.
memos lately. It's so
Something
funny.
came over me. I was so averse. I was anti.
It's
I
so
was
much
like,
easier.
How
I agree.
don't want to do it. It's like listening to my voice on a voicemail. This is horrible. And then something shifted in me internally, I think.
And it works. I got you.
My favorite.
What's been your favorite age so far?
24 was good.
There you go.
Biggest pet peeve?
Fakeness in any form, even if it's like being nice and it's not real niceness.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram. I'm old school.
If you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be?
I didn't know my grandpa that well, and I've heard great things, so I would like to have dinner with him.
What's the one thing you can't live without?
Friends and family is the nice answer.
Yeah.
Favorite dessert?
This is a tough one because it really depends. Immediately, I would say, oh gosh, this is hard. I'm going to be thinking about this all day and then regret my answer. Is pie crazy?
No,
To say pie? Like
No.
I feel like if the crust is amazing.
Oh, I love a crust.
Mm-hmm.
Warm apple pie with
Or
the
crumble,
vanilla
like
ice
a
cream.
crumble.
I can make a great apple crumble.
And again, it's all about the crumble part of it. If it's just mostly crumble, I'm happy.
Cook dinner or order in?
Order in.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Stage fright or confident queen?
Oh gosh, confident queen. I'm a pretty good fighter. Like I used to do taekwondo. I got my black belt. I did the whole thing. And I think I'm stronger than people realize. Like I can lift heavy. I think I can defend myself.
Do you still get nervous?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I learned that nerves are really good. Like I actually worked with a hypnotist who sort of told me all about reframing nerves and adrenaline to make it work in your favor instead of against you. Like if I'm not nervous now, especially before certain types of scenes, I'm like worried. Like if I don't have that like kind of heart palpitating nerve, I'm like, wait, I'm too calm, something's up.
I know. I think
I need a
nerves
little.
are good. It means you also
Yeah.
care.
I
And
agree
also,
with that.
yes, and to
Means
be
you
on
care.
the other side of doing something that I was nervous about feels so much better than something
You
that
feel
I
like
was
you've
just
accomplished
like,
something.
relaxed about.
Totally.
So what's next?
What is next? I have a movie coming out early January, which I'm very excited about, called Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson.
Oh, love.
She's amazing in it. She's so wonderful. And then I have one other thing coming
Man,
out
you
next
don't-
year too, which
you-
is
She's
You're
had a
on fire.
resurgence, by the way,
Fun.
Pamela Anderson.
I love Pamela Anderson.
I love that she
She's
is back
so
in a better way than
incredible.
ever.
Have her on the pod.
I think we
know.
She'll
should.
talk all the
I love
natural
it.
beauty, and she's an amazing cook too.
I love it.
She's so great.
We always ask every guest before they go, what advice would you give your 10-year-old self?
Oh my God. I want to give her a hug, first of all. And then, I would just say, like, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to worry so much. You're safe.
You're
I
amazing.
got you.
You're
Everyone
so great.
follow Kiernan Shipka,
Watch her movies.
Kiernan Shipka.
Oh my God.
And
Thanks, guys.
movies
Red
coming
One,
out.
it's in theaters right now. And
Tis.
Sweethearts streams on HBO Max in just 2 days, November 28th. You're on fire.
Thank you, guys.
I love
This is so
watching
lovely
you.
being across from a
Yeah.
25-year-old that has her shit together.
Oh my God. I don't feel like I do. And I don't think
Well.
that's the point. Also, I think like I'm always going to be work in progress. It's not.
I think we all are. I'm
Yeah.
46 and I'm a
For
work in
sure.
progress, and
Well,
that's
'cause
okay.
It's always the next thing.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
you've got it together. It's
I
good.
feel like a little bit of a mess, but thank you.
Can't tell.
You got to be a
guys.
little bit of a mess.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's what makes everything fun.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are.
Well, thank you.
See you next
See you
week.
next week. We also have full length episodes on YouTube. So follow my YouTube
Yeah, so
channel,
watch us.
Molly Sims. Thanks for listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims and my ride or die, Emese Gormley. We are so excited to bring you guys along on this journey with us. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Lipstick on the Rim and at Molly B. Sims. Or you can go to my blog where you can dive just a little bit deeper into my favorite products, trends, and more at mollysims.substack.com. And don't forget to check out our video episodes on my YouTube channel, Molly Sims. This podcast is a production with Sony Music. I wanted to give a special thanks to my team, Rosie Cummings, Kenna Ryan, Sophie Kevorkian, and everyone at Sony Music. Don't forget to listen and follow wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss out on the fun.